Hello, I'm Hanif EFI Mechanical. In this episode, we will be looking at the high voltage battery for the 2021 and above Toyota RAV4 Prime. This battery is rated at 18.1115 kilowatt hour and has 51 amp hours. It shares a lot of components, the internal components, with the Prius Prime that came out 2 years after that.
Similar parts inside of this one. So we've got the upper cover of the case right here. It's kind of a resin, not quite fiberglass, but resin type material.
And this manual service disconnect lever is what, when you remove it, it creates an open circuit inside the battery.
Take this cover off, and we are going to build the battery, starting with an empty tray, and move forward from there. Each side has its own relay that controls it. And as I mentioned before, it's a 12-volt system. It has this little resistive wire that goes through.
Now we have both sides of the battery heater installed. The next thing to go in is our battery coolers. This battery just symbol.
Now we have both sides of the battery heater installed. The next thing to go in is our battery coolers. This battery, just like
because it's a larger battery, so we have two sets of cooling channels that go in here. So let's get those installed next. Okay, we have the left side cooler sheet, as Toyota calls it, installed. This is where the refrigerant from your air conditioning system will go through. Right-hand side that has 4 cell stacks in here. Each of these channels that you see right there is for 1 stack of cells. So there are 4 stacks of cells. Okay, the next thing is a bracket that helps hold down the refrigerant lines on the front side of the battery. This is the front side right here.
We're going to install the cell stacks, and there are 4 stacks of those cells. Each stack contains 24 of these prismatic cells that you see right here.
And a negative terminal right there. This particular one is from the first generation Prius Prime, but it's the exact same dimensions.
Generation Prius Prime is 51 amp hours. And so we have 24 of these all stacked together in one big stack. And then we have 4 stacks. Okay, we've got cell stack number 1 installed. Each cell stack has a bunch of little wires connected on the end of it that connect to the individual cells. There are also 5 temperature sensors in here that are monitored. And then we have a big high voltage connection on each end.
Number 3. And it seems like it's out of order because usually right next to number 1 is number 2. But this is cell stack 3.
Cell voltage sensing lines and temperature sensors as cell stack number 1. All of them are virtually identical. There is another high voltage connection right here. Disconnect electrical connector that you can see right here. So now our next cell stack that comes in is cell stack number 2. Connections on each side. The next one is cell stack number 4. Okay, we have all 4 cell stacks installed. Once again, the cell stacks are 24 of these prismatic cells.
these cells, positive to negative, negative to positive, and so on, all in a big series circuit to create one cell stack.
Negative terminals. So cell stack number 1 down here has the overall battery negative terminal right here for the all 355 volts, but then the one right next to it. It's this one over here. So there's a high voltage cable that we plug in that connects cell stack number 1 to cell stack number 2.
Box that we'll install later to cell stack number 3 that then will connect through the manual service disconnect lever connector to cell stack number 4. And install is a bracket that holds the manual service disconnect lever connector in place so that we can finish connecting the wiring.
To complete the rear side of the electrical connections for the series connections of these 4 battery stacks. But the front side is still not connected.
And it comes in on this refrigerant pipe system. And there are 3 what Toyota calls magnet valves here. One of them is a on-off valve, right? It's here. So this one will either allow refrigerant to come in or not allow it to come in. But then it splits off of that valve into 2 separate other valves.
Variable-sized orifice. So we have a stepper motor for the right-hand 2 stacks of cells, and a separate stepper motor for the left-hand 2 stacks of cells for those 2
inlet side. We have a right side temperature sensor and a left side temperature sensor, and a whole bunch of O-rings.
Parts manual to find the correct size. So this is the refrigerant inlet pipe, okay? Then we have the outlet pipes that need to be installed
The left-hand side and for the passenger side. It has an outlet temperature sensor on each side, and then we have a refrigerant pressure sensor on the final outlet. The outlet, those 2 refrigerant pipes connect at the front of this battery through this aluminum housing right here. There are also 3 electrical connectors here go to the front and the rear inverters. So the RAV4 is an all-wheel drive. So this one right here goes to the rear inverter. This one goes to the side of the car. The current comes in on these 2 wires right here on the back of it and connects and charges the battery. All right. We also have another harness and a bracket that contains the low voltage connections that connects right here. So we'll connect it next. Okay, we've got the low voltage harness attached to the side over here, and that's where data communication, wake up signal, power, and ground.
Contains the high voltage contactors, or relays as Toyota calls them. We have the positive and negative contactors for overall propulsion of the vehicle, resistor for system power up. And then we have our output connectors right here that go to the front and rear inverters. And then other electrical, there's a low voltage wire harness that we'll install. But next we install this junction block assembly. Okay, we've got the high voltage battery junction block installed.